4 years ago, Chris and I hunted a unit in Wyoming we had never hunted before. We hunted hard for 6 days, and finally on the last day, I killed a spike. We were in elk every day and figured when we got the chance, we would put in for this unit again. Wyoming has become a tougher draw over the last few years, but we finally both drew the tag again last fall. This year, my daughter Samantha is going to join us, just to experience the hunt with Chris and me and possibly be a backup videographer and caller. Samantha and I drove to Wyoming to meet up with Chris and Zach, the videographer. I was looking forward to the first elk hunt of the year, but more importantly, looking forward to Samantha joining us on this hunt. I'm hoping for on this hunt is obviously to kill one, but to have the type of encounters we had last. I mean, for early season.
Yeah, just something.
We haven't heard anything, so we might as well just pick a point and go, but if we don't see something, we'll start by glassing. It's a blind setup sort of day, and as we said, we're going to be patient.
Yeah.
Give it 45 minutes and just really take our time and give them time to come in, because they'll probably come in silent.
Yep.
This is today. Still green on the inside.
Go up here and at least just do one blind set, at least first thing this morning. Just
We want to keep going or head up here.
might as well head up and let's do a walk up here a couple 100 yards and maybe do a blind setup.
Well, we're doing our first setup, and Chris is going to get set up. I decided I told him I'd call for him first off. We're separating, which is fine. We've got a camera, you've got a camera. And Zach, we'll exchange in-reach information. Okay with that. Pretty good fresh elk sign. But it's hot and they're hunkered down, so we're going to get to this pond, spend a little bit of time there, and just kind of scout around, sit by it, see if they might start out by hitting that as they go lower to feed, so.
Well, we got a little pond over here. We're sneaking over. We just left Willi at a pond. We're going to a pond over here. snuck in here, and we were right on top of them, inside 100 yards. I thought it was gonna happen though, man. If that bull would have just followed his cows right down in here. I was so tempted to take one of the cows at 15 yards, just right here.
2, 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Alrighty, another morning. So we spotted a bull last evening that I had a small encounter with yesterday, and we're gonna sneak up that ridge, that trail. And we're gonna go right into that little valley where we last saw him.
Yep.
And call him in and kill him.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Just leave a little bit earlier this morning to get part way up there, because they seem to be sort of. We were behind them last night. You're never going to catch up with walking elk, so
Right.
thermal should be coming down. No guarantees. Could bump into something else.
Gonna be another hot, beautiful day, unfortunately.
It's supposed to be cooler today, though. Remember?
Yeah. Swirling winds. Swirling winds kind of hurt us yesterday, but
That's elk hunting in
Yeah.
early season.
early season elk hunting. Swirling winds. Slowly. He took his scouts go. We just gotta put pressure on him now. So let's go down there. And you keep bugling. And as we get closer and closer and closer, you just cows had no clue what happened. Looking at the video, I did hit him dead center in the shoulder. After 150 yards. That is my first evidence. I found blood back there. Oh, you did find blood back there? You want to go back to last blood and try it? Walk down that way, didn't see anything. I walked down the trail that way. Yeah, that's a good. What, half a dozen pin drops, maybe? No, not more than that. No arrow. We got good video that it's in the shoulder. Well, let's work up this way. Maybe spread out a little bit. I mean, I think it's safe to say he's fine. Right. I mean, he's got a flesh wound, but he's bugling. He's with his cows.
Well,
Nothing this morning. Not a peep.
pretty quiet this morning.
Did a couple setups, nothing.
So we've kind of got a game plan. We're going to go sit the water for a little bit, but then we've seen a group of elk up there the last 2 nights.
Coming over that ridge right there.
Yep.
And they're feeding in the saddle at the top, so.
Coming down, there's a wallow and some other springs in there. They must be coming over the top for water and feed.
We're going to hopefully get one of these little clumps of pine trees and they'll walk right by us this evening.
Just really is going to depend on the wind.
It's about 20 animals. 2 bulls and 2 dozen cows and calves. What'd you find back there?
Just a little important piece of equipment.
50 yards beyond where I found his glasses.
Oh. So you found my glasses 40 yards back there. Yeah. And you found my release? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Well, as hard as it is to believe, we made it over here. Number one. And we made it over here before any elk came out. So we're set up for the ambush. I've got 2 really good shooting lanes. Chris has a good shooting lane up here. Our expectation is, number one, they show. I'd hate to do all this and have a no-show date get stood up, but stranger things have happened. But that the cows and calves will come down first and we'll really get a good sense. Hopefully the wind stays good. And then the bull or bulls will come down afterwards. The trail just runs down here about 20 yards away, so then it's going to have to be, all of that has to happen and then stop him in the window. Because if that doesn't happen, I got no answers. There's no plan B. Well, if I was a betting man, and I've been known to bet a few times, I didn't necessarily think we'd kill an elk here, but I thought for sure we would see one 2 nights in a row. And our date stood us up. That was one thing I don't think any of us had really counted on or thought about. And we'd give it a little more time, although I don't think it's going to happen. But we've got a really steep hike we don't want to try in the dark. And at least hit the trail by the time it's dark, then we'll be good. So safety first, but at this point I don't think that they're going to show. It's unreal.
Well, this hunt didn't end up with the same ending as the one 4 years ago. We had an awesome time in some beautiful country and put on a lot of miles. We hunted hard and saw very few other hunters, but unfortunately came away empty-handed. As a good friend of mine says, hunting is a game of seconds and inches. Unfortunately, Chris's shot was off by just a few inches, but that's all it takes on a bull elk. Not every hunt ends in success, even after a shot at an animal. It's frustrating and disappointing, but we've all been there, one way or another, and we learn from it, move on, and become better hunters in the end.
It's always bittersweet, packing up. This one has a little less sweet because we aren't packing so many elk. Bummer.